into your nostrils and notice the temperature as it flows out. Hear your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. See if you might begin to slow it down. And perhaps extending your exhales just a little. And now let's begin to count the breath. So here we are keeping our inhales and exhales at equal length, equal ratio breathing. And we'll just take a 1 or 2 count pause at the top of each inhale and at the bottom of each exhale. So breathing in through the nose if you can, we'll start to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And just release that. Breathing normally for just a moment. And now we'll increase that to a 5 count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Return back to a normal breath just for a moment. Noticing what your belly and your ribs are doing as you take your breaths in and as you let your breaths flow out. And for a last round of 6 counts, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and release. Breathe in any way that feels comfortable right now. Sensing your ribs expanding in all directions. Sensing your abdomen, your entire torso, a container of your torso expanding with the breath, drawing in with your out breath. Okay. Take a moment here to just start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rotating those wrists and ankles, getting some lubrication for the joints here. Checking in with the mind. Setting aside any other thoughts, just to be right here, right now, on your mat today. Go ahead and roll over to one side and come up to sitting in easy pose. So one foot in front of the other, one shin in front of the other. And we're just going to start here now with some hip circles or suki rolls, some upper body circles. So go ahead and lean forward, come to one side, draw back, come to the other side, and forward to complete the circle. And so now try this. As you come back, exhale, over to one side. As you come forward, inhale. Exhale to round back, and inhale to round forward. So just do a couple more of these with your own breath at your own pace. And now switch directions. And so as you go through this motion here, sometimes the mind has a tendency to drift off. If you find your mind wandering at any point in your practice, once you notice it, then just go ahead and bring your attention back to your breath and back to any sensations that you're feeling. And notice what you're feeling here as you complete these suki rolls. Okay, we'll come back to center. And we'll just do a few upward salutes here. So hands face down on the mat, turn the palms up, raise the arms overhead as you inhale. And exhale, float the arms back down to the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms release down. Inhale, arms overhead. Now on our exhale here, we'll go ahead and add a twist. So twist to one side. And if you'd like a little bit more, you could reach the arms out. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist, arms reaching out if you'd like. We'll do a couple more of these, moving with your own breath at your own pace. One more each side. Okay, and when you're ready, go ahead and release the arms down, hands to the thighs, and we'll just do a few shoulder circles here. So again, moving with the breath. Inhale, the arms come, or the shoulders come up towards the ears. Draw back and down on the exhale. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders back and down. And then we'll go ahead and reverse direction. So inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders come forward and down. All right, one more. Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and wiggle that out. The intuitive movements here. And then we'll do a few side stretches. So arms out to the sides, raise one arm overhead as you inhale. And as you exhale, just teapot over to the side. We'll hold this here for a breath or so. Just breathe in, feel your side ribs expanding. your whole rib cage expanding. And inhale, come back down. Inhale, take the other arm up, and then exhale over to the side. Once again, just holding here, feeling all the muscles engaging, so you're not just collapsing into it, but you're really almost even pressing away with that hand that's on the ground. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, float the arm down. We'll do that one more time on each side. So inhale, come up and over. We'll make this a little bit more of a flow. So inhale and then exhale. And just do a little flow here from side to side. Or if you prefer to hold the stretch, then you can always do that. Okay. We'll go ahead and release back to center now. And you can take your palms of your hands together, clasp your hands, and then if your wrists will allow for it, turn the palms out in front of you to face away from you. Take an inhale, bringing the arms up to a height that's comfortable for you. And then on the exhale, flip the palms down and round out to the front as if you're hugging a big beach ball. Inhale, press the palms forward to come up for a nice active stretch here, lengthening the spine up, and exhale, round, hug that big beach ball. Chin dips and tucks towards the chest as you round down. Back of the neck long as you come up. So we'll do one more of those. Inhale, press out and up. Exhale, round. Okay. So we'll let that go. Shaking out of the wrists here, maybe the shoulders. Now just rotate your head to one side and then tuck your chin, dip it down towards the chest as you roll over to the other side. So just a few neck rolls here. And you can move with the breath here as well. So exhaling as your chin rolls across your chest, and then inhale as it comes up to look over the shoulder. A few of these on each side. Again, noticing any sensations you feel down the back of your neck. If you hear crunchies, Rice Krispies, or any kind of noises, just know that that is completely common. I've got a lot going on here myself right now with that. Okay, go ahead and bring the head back to center. Take one hand out to the side, and then take the opposite ear and drop it to the opposite shoulder. So in my case, I've got my right hand out and I've got my left ear dropped towards my left shoulder. And then here you might play around with the angle of the chin. You could look down, you could rotate it up a little. Play around with that angle, and then when you find a spot that really wants to stretch there, you can just hold it and allow the stretch to dissipate. Drawing your attention back to your breath. You could walk your fingers out even a little further if you feel like you want even more of a stretch. Okay, and come back up to center. We'll do that on the other side. So now I'm taking my left hand and I'm walking it out to the side as I take my right ear to my right shoulder. Playing with the angle of the chin. Maybe even walking the fingers out a little more. All right, go ahead and release that back to center. And then we're going to get ourselves set up in a tabletop position. So checking the alignment here, you just want the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, fingers are spread nice and wide. You can have your tops of your feet flat on the mat or toes tucked under, whichever is most comfortable for you. And we're just going to move into some simple cat-cows here. So on your exhale, press into your fingers, into your knuckles, press away from the mat as you curl your tailbone under, lengthening your tailbone towards the space between your knees. Chin tucks towards the chest. And then on your inhale, let's reverse that. So draw your ribs and your sternum forward. Back of the neck stays long, so take care not to crane your neck up too much. And then exhale, press away from the mat, curling that tailbone towards the space between your knees, finding length in your spine. And go ahead and take a few of these cat-cows with your breath at your own pace. Really thinking about, as you move into cat, rounding in that low spine. The mid-back naturally wants to round. It's really good at this movement. So where we want to practice the movement is in the spot that is less wanting to round, and that would be the lumbar area. Of course, you go within your own comfort level, knowing your own conditions or feelings in your body. So. And then if you'd like a little bit more, the next time you come into cat from cow pose, you could come back into child's pose. So either stay with cat-cow, or you can move from cow to child's pose. Inhaling on cow, exhaling to come back. All right, next time you come back up to table, let's take a little bit of counter stretch on the wrists since we've had them in this position for a while. Let's just take them and bend them in the opposite direction, top of the hands on the mat now. Give them a little bit of a roll out. Okay, now let's move back into child's pose. And I'll turn this way so you can see me a little better. And we're gonna just walk the hands over to the left. So walk the hands over to the left, and then go ahead and sit back with your feet or your hips coming towards your heels for a nice stretch here. Okay, and then walk the hands over to the right. Lean back, getting a nice stretch through that side body. Stretch in the shoulders. Your head could rest on the mat. And then come back once more to the center for child's pose. This time, can you take your forearms and flip them so that palms are facing up? And then lean back. And just see how that moves your tissues differently. All right, so we'll come back up, set up on our tabletop for bird dog pose. So here, go ahead and once you're set up, take your right foot back, toes touch the mat. Okay, find your stability here. Check that the hip of your extended leg isn't rolling up. If it is, just roll it down back towards the ground so that you can get those hip points level. Shoulders stay relatively level. And then go ahead and lift that back leg, pointing the heel towards the back wall. Lift it up, no higher than hip height. And then go ahead and lower that back down, and we'll do the same thing with the left leg. So heels are on the ground, or toes are on the ground, and then press that heel back as you raise the leg slowly checking that your hips are level, shoulders level, pressing away from the mat. Breathe and lower back down. This time we're going to add the arm. So once again, take your leg back and up. And then if you'd like a little bit more, you can take the opposite hand and pick that up, bringing the bicep so that it sort of grazes the ear, back of the neck long, pushing through 2 points of contact now to stabilize, and your core is very active here. Come back down. Maybe turn those wrists around for a moment, and we'll do that on the other side. The opposite leg, opposite arm, come on up. And then just work to keep a steady, stable core, keeping everything level. Back to tabletop. And now we'll add a knee and an elbow in here. Okay, so right leg back, left arm comes up. Now just take the knee to the chest and bring the leg back out straight. Do that again, and this time add the elbow. The elbow comes to the opposite knee. Okay, you're exhaling as you curl in, inhaling as you expand back out. We'll do one more of these. Back to tabletop. Take the other leg back, the opposite arm up. Bring that knee to the chest. Inhale it back out. Now bring that elbow to the knee. Inhale everything straight. So moving at your own breath, with your own breath at your own pace. Moving no faster than you can maintain the stability in your form here. Maintain the evenness of your breath. It's not a race or a competition. It's just going through the movement with the breath. All right, we'll go ahead and release that now. And once again, we might want to do a little counter pose of stretching the wrists in the other direction. And we'll go ahead now and press up into down dog. So tuck your toes under, hover your knees up just a little bit, and then send your hips back and towards the ceiling. You can keep a generous bend in your knees here, or you can start to straighten them. The thing to remember is just you want a nice long spine. So whatever that takes to keep your spine long, let's do that thing. You could pedal it out here. You could do inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. And trying to keep a nice long neck. I know it's hard if you're looking up to see what I'm doing, but then when you're looking down, see if you can just keep that neck nice and long. Okay, now we'll go ahead and walk the feet forward into Uttanasana or standing forward fold. Again, you can take a nice bend in the knees, whatever it takes to keep that spine long. If you want to keep your legs straight, just know that you want to make sure that you don't start rounding as you come down. So I'm gonna bend my knees. Just hang out here for another breath. Okay, press into the feet to rise all the way up, arms overhead, and hands in prayer position as we come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. All right, from Tadasana, we're just going to go ahead and sweep the arms overhead on an inhale and sweep the arms down as we bend the knees, folding forward into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins or the thighs, flat back for half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands over the head and upward salute. And then while we're up here, go ahead and take one wrist, take your left wrist with your right hand and just pull towards the right a little bit. So once again, this teapot action, the pelvis is pointed forward and you're just bending from your spine to the side here. Breathe into those side ribs, into the back ribs. And on an inhale, come back up to center. Clasp the wrist with the other hand and give a gentle tug to one side. Okay, come on back up. Fold forward into standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, back to forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Coming back into mountain pose. Now from here, keeping your hands in prayer position, thumbs at your sternum. Take an inhale, and then on your exhale, rotate to one side. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale to the other side. Now again, keeping your hip points shining forward like a pair of headlights. You're just rotating from your thoracic spine here, from your mid-back. On your next rotation, if you like, you could stay there and press the arms out. It's a nice stretch to the forearms here. Fingertips are pointed up towards the ceiling. Arms about shoulder height. And then take the arms overhead as you come back to center. And exhale as you rotate to the other side. So your hands could be in prayer position here, or you could have your forearms reaching out. Moving with your own breath here. Okay, last one. Upward salute. Fold forward to Uttanasana. And then take your legs out so they're about just in a nice wide stance for wide-legged forward fold. So your toes are pointed just a little bit in, almost a hint of pigeon toe, I guess you could say. And you're going to put your hands on your hips and then bending, hinging from your hips right here. Okay, not your back, but your hips come forward. Here you might want to have a block or a pillow, or you could bend your knees so that your hands can be on the floor. Okay. Now, once you're here, we're going to go ahead and take a wide leg forward fold twist. So take your right hand, put it on the ground underneath your nose. Take your left hand, put it on your left hip, and you're just going to try to get that left shoulder a little higher than the right shoulder. So just turn it up, getting that left shoulder higher than the right shoulder. And you can stay here. You could put the hand on your back, the top of your hand on your back, or you could take your arm up. Once again, thinking about length in the spine. How's your neck? How's your breath? If you need to straighten, you probably will have to straighten that left leg. I know I'm needing to straighten it. And come back to the center. Let's do that on the other side. So left hand goes on the mat below your nose. Right hand comes to your hip. Rotate just the ribs up towards the ceiling, getting the right shoulder a little higher than the left. And then stay here. Put your hand on your back or take your hand up. Now, I prefer to, rather than look up, I like to look forward or down just to keep my neck out of a combination of extension and rotation. But if it's something that's in your practice and you want to do, then you can do that, of course. All right, let's exhale, come back down. And just hang out here for a moment. In wide-legged forward bend. Go ahead and heel toe the feet back to about hip width apart. Bend the legs and stay here just a moment in Uttanasana. And then inhale, raise the arms overhead. And exhale, release to mountain pose. Inhale for upward salute. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale into mountain pose. Now go ahead and take the legs about one leg's length apart. Turn your right toes out. Your left toes come in, maybe 30, 45 degrees, whatever's comfortable. And you want to have a heel to arch alignment. If you need more stability, then you can always take the legs wider. Bend the knee so that it's stacked up over the ankle. You can see your big toe. Take the arms up to shoulder height. Press into the outer edge of your back foot for a nice, strong, grounded back leg. Check that the spine is nice and tall. You're not surfing forward or leaning back. And take a couple of focused breaths. Your gaze can be out over your fingertips or looking forward. All right, we'll go ahead and turn the left foot out, the right foot in. Same thing on this side, just checking that the knee is stacked over the ankle, that your knee is tracking towards your little toes, and you can see your big toe. Your muscles are engaged here. The back leg is pressing strongly into the outer edge of the back foot. Okay, and we'll just do one more on each side. The right foot out, left foot in. Come into warrior two. Now lean forward and rest your forearm on your thigh or a block. And then from here, you can have your hand on your hip, on your back, or you could bring your biceps to graze your ear for side angle pose.
This is Lily, and I want to encourage everybody to engage their inner front thigh there, your left thigh, engage it strong, because I see a lot of knees leaning inward toward the big toe area. So make sure that your inner thigh is engaged so that the knee is stacked above the ankle, facing above your second or third toe. Good. Yep. Good corrections, guys.
Nice. Okay, so we'll go ahead and come back up, and now just lean back a little bit to touch the back thigh with the back hand. In reverse warrior. Okay, back up to center, and we'll go ahead and switch to the other side. So left foot out, right foot in. Bend the knee, engage the inner thigh. So it's like you're trying to push that knee with your thigh muscles more towards your pinky toes. Bring the arms up to shoulder height. Check that the spine is nice and straight. And then from here, you can take that left arm, turn the palm up and rest it on your front thigh. From here, you can hold the hip. Hand could be behind the back, or the bicep might graze the ear here as you reach out through your fingertips. Checking in with your feet, with the groundedness of your base of support here. Pushing out through the outer heel of your back foot, outer edge of your back foot.
I'm going to give everyone that reminder one more time to really engage that front thigh so that the knee is, it almost feels like the hip is opening outward a little bit, that you're aligned properly and really building the strength, getting the most benefit out of this posture.
All right, go ahead and press through that front foot. Bring the arm back to lightly touch the back thigh. And if you'd like a little bit of a lean back, you can do that here. Reverse warrior. Okay, come on back to center. Heel toe the feet back to about hip width apart. Arms come overhead and fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Come forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, press through the feet to rise up, arms overhead into upward salute. Hands in prayer position, Tadasana. Okay, and so from here we're going to come to back to a seat. And I recommend if you can elevate your hips to do that. It will help your spine stay in a neutral position, which especially when we're going to be doing some twists. And when you're in twists, you definitely want to be starting from a neutral position, not from a rounded back. Lily, I don't know what time it is, but.
So Patricia, it is 10:41 according to my clock, which ideally this class ends at 10:50, but I do tend to run a little bit long, and I think everybody here today is usually okay with that. But about 8 minutes left now of class. So just be aware, you might, if you do need to run long, just check in with everybody to make sure that they're okay with that, or to remind them when it is 10:50.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here, you can just take your legs out in front of you, all right? And then take your right foot, bend the knee, put that foot flat on the floor, and slide it up your inner left thigh. Now from here, you can leave the foot on this side, or you can pick it up and put it on the other side of that, to the outer left thigh, okay? Check in with your spine, make sure that it hasn't rounded. So like, again, if you need to put something under your hips to keep your spine neutral, then go ahead and do that. And then take your left arm, inhale, raise it above your head, and then exhale as you start to twist to the bent knee side. You can take your right hand behind you for some support if you'd like. And then on your next exhale, you can either wrap your arm, your elbow around your knee, or you could take that elbow and hook it to the outside of the knee. So whichever one helps you maintain that length in your spine. Even as you twist, you can maintain a length in your spine. So on your inhale, imagine your spine is growing taller. And then on your exhale, relax that and go ahead and move a little bit more into a twist as it's comfortable for you.
So Sally, honey, you're going the wrong direction. You want to twist the other way towards your windows.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
Okay. All right. Release that. Inhale, come back to center. Both legs straight again. Now take the left foot, put it on the floor, slide it up the inner thigh. And then if you'd like, you can take that foot and place it on the outside of your thigh. Once again, you can take that back hand behind you if you'd like. Inhale, raise the arm up, so the right arm twisting to the left side. So as you exhale, twist. As you inhale, grow a little taller. And then choose where you want to put your arm. Check in with your neck. If you can, as you're twisting, keep your chin in line with your sternum. And then once you get to the point where your chest no longer wants to twist any further, then you can take your neck and turn it if you'd like. Just breathe in here.
And I'm going to give the cue here that everybody lifts their chest just a little bit. Maybe an inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest.
Right, inhale, lengthen. Imagine that there's a string pulling up on the crown of your head, straight up to heaven, lifting you up. And then as you exhale, you just kind of relax into that twist a little bit more. And then on the next inhale, grow taller again. Okay, go ahead and inhale, release that. And then just bring the soles of the feet together for a cobbler's pose, also known as butterfly pose. So checking again that the low back is not rounding. Go ahead and just coming forward at the hips, so keeping the spine straight, just come forward at the hips. You're leading with the belly here, leading with the front body. And again, it's not about how far you go. It's not about how the pose looks. It's about the presence within the pose. And you can maintain that a grounded presence by keeping a long spine. So if that's just moving a few inches, that's just great. If it's moving further, that's just great. You can let the head hang and relax here. So once you've gotten into position, then if you'd like to relax your back, relax your neck, then go ahead and do that. As you breathe, see if you can expand the ribs in all directions like a balloon. Nice. And on your next inhale, come on back up. And then here, if you're using a bolster, I'm going to take mine out. It might feel nice to just lean back the arms a little bit and take some nice windshield wiper movements here. So just letting the top leg be heavy and pull, or the bottom leg, depending on your perspective. But one leg is just pulling the other leg over. Okay, we'll go ahead and come back to center with that. And we'll lie back down on our backs. And I'm just gonna have a little pillow. And here, just hug the knees into the chest. A nice little squeeze here. And roll the back out side to side, little back massage. Okay, now take the feet flat on the mat, knees bent, and just bump the hips over to the right an inch or two. Okay. And then take your knees and just bring them over to your left side. So if they don't want to go all the way down, you can always use a pillow or a blanket or something under your knees. Okay. Or if you would like a little bit more depth, you can take that top knee and place it over the bottom knee. So whatever you want to do to be comfortable here. Keeping your arms out to the sides will help your shoulders stay grounded. Okay, come on back up to center, bring your hips back to center, and then bump them over a little to the left. Again, you can take your knees to one side, using a block or not. Maybe taking that top knee and wrapping it around the bottom knee. Arms straight out at the sides, shoulders grounded. Okay. Go ahead and release that. Come back to center. And I'm just going to throw this in here because I think it would feel really good. And that is just slide your foot up the side of your leg and then place it across the front of your thigh just below your knee. From here, you can rock side to side, maybe touching down with the foot. And while you're here, if you'd like to bring your knees closer to your chest, feel free to do that, either wrapping around your thigh, your shin, holding on to the cross leg, however you want to do it. Just go ahead and get a nice little stretch to the back hip here.
I just want to put a little note out there that it is 10:50. So if anybody has an appointment or anything that they have to tend with, you can leave the meeting if you'd like. Otherwise, it looks like we'll be about maybe like 10 more minutes for a full hour probably. So
yeah, we'll just finish up on this leg and then we'll move into Shavasana.
Okay, so just letting everybody aware of the time.
Okay, thanks. All right, so then the next side, go ahead and cross that left leg over the right thigh, front of the right thigh. Start to shift side to side. Maybe that top foot touches down. Maybe you have a block or a pillow there. And if you'd like, you could come into a reverse pigeon, also known as figure 4, by bringing the knees towards the chest and clasping under the thighs or around the shin, or in whatever way makes sense for your body. You might even roll out your ankles while you're up here. All right, go ahead and release that down. And then we'll just go ahead and get set up in our Shavasana. So whatever you need to be comfortable, if you need to get a sweater or a blanket or socks, we just don't want to have any distractions. So get yourself comfortable. Okay. Limbs are heavy into the mat. Relaxing down into the support of the earth, being held by the ground that you're on. Nothing else to do here but relax, rest, integrate. Facial features relax, jaw relaxes, forehead softens, space between the eyebrows softens. Collarbones broaden, arms soft, hands, fingers. Belly relaxes, groin, thighs, knees, calves, top of the foot, sole of the foot, all 10 toes, softening, relaxing, resting. When you're ready, start to bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out wrists and ankles. Maybe take the arms over the head for a nice long pencil stretch. When you're ready, you can roll over to one side, fetal position, and rest here for just a moment. As you're ready, you can slowly begin to come back up to a seat. So thank you for allowing me to be your yoga instructor today. It was lovely. A very nice time doing this. So I hope you're able to take any kind of relaxation or mindfulness or sense of a mind-body connection, increase circulation, oxygen to the cells of your body, able to take all of this energy and have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hey.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Patricia. That was a lovely class, and I'm sure that everybody enjoyed it.
Yes.
And of course, you guys, this was our last class for the term. Do you know that I still have not recorded another class for that class we missed on Thursday, but it's coming, I promise. So you'll kind of, in a way, get a bonus class since the term is officially over. So as I said, it looks like we're not going to be having class in person until probably winter of, you know, what they call 2021 winter. So I hope that you all will choose to join us next in the fall, though, here online, and maybe even get a summer class with a different teacher, because I've really enjoyed you guys, and it's just been an awesome time here. You know, it's unusual, but everybody's remained flexible and committed, and I really appreciate that. It's been great to know some of you new people, and of course to see the familiar faces that I've known before.
Hey, Lily.
Yes.
Can you put it so that your face is so I can see you? I can't really see you.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know if you can do it so that it just shows your face. Yeah, there you go.
There you are.
Okay, sorry guys. Anyways, yeah, it's just been a great time, and I wonder if anybody has any questions that we should talk about, anything that we need to talk about before we leave for the term.
Lily, is there a time limit for downloading your sessions?
You know what, Dave, that's a good question that I honestly don't know the answer to. I don't think that there is. I'll try to find out the answer to that, and I'll email you or text you to let you know.
And the other question I had was, is there a central place to go to download them, or just individual emails?
Individual emails at this point. Yeah, maybe for next term, perhaps we will, I'll put something together, like maybe a website or something for my classes that could include those. But at this point, as far as I know, the only way to do it is the individual emails. I suppose, Dave, if you wanted to, you could somehow create one central location. Maybe you could even, a simple way to do that maybe would just be to create one email with all of the classes.
That's a good idea.
Well, I wasn't sure whether LBCC had a file or something.
No, but it's interesting you say, because there's actually a meeting at the end of the month. I just got an email about it today. There's a meeting at the end of the month talking about cloud storage at the college. So I'll attend that meeting and address that question there. And then I'll let you know, because I know that LBCC does have something like that. I'm just not familiar with it. This term, you know, we were all thrown into this, and just kind of, we didn't have a central location. Like, I know that different teachers are using different platforms. I've chose Zoom because I'm familiar with Zoom, but they had 3 or 4 different options of what we could use, and it wasn't really sanctioned or dictated by the college, so to speak. Whereas I think now that this is becoming our normal, they're starting to address more of that kind of issue. So I think that that will be something that I'll be able to ask and be answered, Dave. Good question. Yeah. I like the idea of having it all in one central location, but at this point, I don't know how to do that aside from me like putting together a website to have, which is a good idea. And I might just do that so that my students could have that website as a gathering place, and maybe a Q&A and stuff like that. So, so that's something I'll look into this
thank you.
summer. Yeah. Okay. And also you guys, I talked to Karen yesterday. She wanted to again say goodbye to everybody and how nice it was to see you guys over the term. And I agree with that. It's been so nice. It's such a weird, unusual circumstance. Here we all are in our living rooms, our bedrooms, in my case, my dining room. I mean, and it's unusual, but we've made it work, right? So
Yeah.
congratulate yourself on being flexible, being willing, trying something new. Maybe you're not very good at technology or computers, yet you've conquered this aspect of things. And so congratulate yourself for doing well for yourself these past several months that we've been stuck here, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You have a wonderful summer for the first time off. That's huge.
I know. Are any of you signed up to take any of the other classes that we are offering this summer? I know, Barb, I think you're doing Better Bones and Balance, yeah?
Yes.
Good. Is anybody else signed up for anything else?
No, but
Is anybody interested? I could send you a link to
Not
the
yet.
summer classes.
would you?
Yeah, I'll just send everybody that link to the summer classes to get
Okay.
signed up for. I am taking the Tuesday, Thursday morning yoga at 8:30 a.m. I'm going to be taking that as a student, which will be nice. And remember always, guys, that if you sign up for a class, you get in the class, the first couple of classes, you realize that, oh, this isn't for me, for whatever reason, you can withdraw from that class and still get your money back.
Okay.
So kind of a trial thing.
Lily, would you send me that link too? I
absolutely.
think I might want to sign up for that class that you're in.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And guys, if you do want to sign up for that class that I'm in, I've never worked with this teacher, but I know the lineage and the style that he teaches, and I'm sure that it will be accessible to all levels and everybody. It's a teaching style that oftentimes relies heavily on props to make each pose accessible for everybody.
Nice.
So it's really for all levels, all bodies. So
I love props. That's great.
yeah, it is. I do too. It's wonderful. It's funny because I know as students, we oftentimes think that props are kind of cheating when we use blocks and walls and chairs and everything else, that it's kind of cheating. But then as yoga teachers, or the deeper we get into yoga, we realize that props aren't cheating at all. They're assisting and they're helping us grow. So
that's a myth. That's a myth
exactly.
that props are cheating. They're in no way cheating. In fact, it's actually more advanced because you get a better yoga practice.
Yep. Absolutely. It helps. I don't know a single yoga teacher who doesn't use props in their personal practice. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. So with that said, Barb, did you get a new hairdo?
Well, it's getting so long, I had to do something to it. So I actually put rollers in it. So now I'm all curly.
It looks pretty. It's really nice. The curls are pretty. Okay, you guys, I hope that you know that you're welcome to email me, or if you have my number, text or call me. You're welcome to stay in touch. I absolutely love hearing from you guys so much. It really brightens my day when you call or text to say whatever you need to say. So feel free to do that over the summer. If you have any yoga related questions, school questions, or any other questions, or want to talk about fireworks, feel free to do that, because I love to hear from you guys. I keep you close in my heart all the time.
Thank you for the class. I really enjoyed it and hope to see you in the
Yep,
fall.
thank you.
Absolutely.
And it's worked out good.
Good. Yeah, for sure. So I hope to see you all in the fall. Look at the schedule when it comes out and sign up with me if you would like to, and I hope that you would like to. And Patricia, if you can stay around for just another moment, that would be cool.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for the class, Patricia.
Summer.
You're welcome.